Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 21 preview from HMH Books for Young Readers. My name is Taylor McBroom, and today I'll be presenting some of our most anticipated titles coming this fall, but we have many more excellent books on this list, so please be sure to review our Edelweiss catalog for a full look. Feel free to reach out to me through email if you'd like access to this PowerPoint, more information, or additional resources. Let's start with picture books. Stick and Stone, Best Friends Forever by Beth Ferry, illustrated by Tom Lichtenheld. Stick has always wanted to find his family tree. It's probably big and beautiful. Is it an oak, a maple? What other sticks might he meet? Stone is happy to accompany his friend on the journey to find the tree he comes from until it gets dark and a bit scary in the forest. With bright, engaging illustrations from best-selling creator Tom Lichtenheld, Beth Ferry's story explores the importance of learning about our roots, as well as the ability of friends and found family to help us grow strong in hearts and minds. Five Little Monkeys Looking for Santa by Eileen Christelow. He won't visit while you're still awake, so go back to bed for goodness sake. It's Christmas Eve, and the five little monkeys are so excited they can't sleep. Not even Mama's and Grandpa's warnings can keep them from jumping out of bed again and again to look for Santa. Will those silly little monkeys find a way to get a glimpse of him in his sleigh before the night is over? Beloved best-selling picture book creator Eileen Christelow perfectly captures all the excitement and cozy anticipation of Christmas in this warm holiday story. Vamos, Let's Cross the Bridge by Raúl III. Little Lobo and friends are back in this continuation of the Vamos series from Pura Belpré medal winner Raúl III. People are always crossing the bridge for work, to visit family, or for play. Some going this way, others going that way, back and forth they go. With friends on foot and on bicycles, in cars and trucks, the bridge is an incredibly busy place with many different types of vehicles. Little Lobo and his dog Bernabe have a new truck, and they are using it to carry party supplies over the bridge with their pals El Toro and La Oink Oink. The line is long, and everyone on the bridge is stuck. How will they pass the time? Eventually, everyone comes together for an epic party on the bridge between two different countries. Right Now by Miranda Paul, illustrated by Bea Jackson. A joyful, inspiring picture book that introduces readers to 11 young people from around the world who didn't wait until they were grown to speak up about the things that matter to them and change the world for the better. From an award-winning author and New York Times bestselling illustrator. From climate activist Greta Thunberg to anti-bullying advocate Jalen Arnold, to peace activist Bana Al-Abed, and more, these short profiles of young people and their causes will inspire readers to think about what matters most to them. An author's note titled Actions to Make a Difference and additional resources are also included, providing a roadmap for any kid who wants to make change and help others. Let's move into middle grade. Loyalty by Avi. When his father is killed by rebel vigilantes, Noah flees with his family to Boston. Intent on avenging his father, Noah becomes a spy for the British and first-hand witness to the power of partisan rumor to distort facts, the hypocrisy of men who demand freedom while enslaving others, and the human connections that bind people together regardless of stated allegiances. Awash in contradictory information and participating in key events leading to the American Revolution, Noah must forge his own understanding of right and wrong and determine for himself where his loyalty truly lies. Though this book is set in a much different time, the themes are sure to resonate with today's readers navigating the world. Next, we have Just Right Jillian, which is a sweet middle grade debut, and you get to hear all about it from the author herself.
Hi, I'm Nicole D. Collier, and I am the debut author of Just Right Jillian. So, Jillian is a super smart but super shy fifth grader, and she will do anything to blend in. When the story opens, Jillian is missing her grandmother, her Grammy, who was her biggest cheerleader, always encouraging her to believe in herself. Well, it's been about a year, and Jillian has yet to make good on that promise to Grammy to be more confident. Along comes a bully to tell Jillian she could never be a winner. And that pushes Jillian's buttons. She gets fed up and says it is time to come out of hiding. And she decides to enter the school's biggest battle of wits. Well, as you can imagine, breaking free from her shell is much easier said than done, which is something I totally understand as a formerly really shy person myself. So, Jillian is my love letter to shy children. And you know how when we're young, a lot of us collect scars, we have cuts, I have a burn right here, and things like that. Well, I like to write stories about the quieter wounds, those scars that we start to gather on the inside when we are super shy or when we do experience disappointment. And how do we grapple with those things and get to the joy on the other side? So, those are the kinds of stories I like to write. And that's the kind of story that you'll find here. So, if you like shy heroines and hatching chicks and really good friends, especially when they come from unexpected places, then Just Right Jillian is just right for you. Thank you.
Great. After that note from Nicole, we're moving into The 13th Cat by Mary Downing Hahn. The master of middle grade horror, Mary Downing Hahn, knocks it out of the park again with The 13th Cat. Danny loves spending the summer with her Aunt Alice, and her aunt's new house is the perfect place to cozy up with a good book. But she's unnerved by the overgrown forest next door, which is creepy even in the daytime and full of eerie sounds at night. Worse, there are rumors in town of a dark force in those woods. Danny can't deny that the wild black cats who live there seem to be watching her. When she encounters a mean old woman who claims to be the cat's owner, Danny realizes there's more to the cats than meets the eye. But little does she know that the closer she gets to discovering their secret, the more danger she is in. Girls Solve Everything by Catherine Thimmesh, illustrated by Melissa Sweet. Women all over the globe are asking questions that affect lives and then creating businesses that answer those questions, such as, can we keep premature babies warm when they're born far from the hospital? Or can the elderly stay in their homes and eat a balanced diet? Women are taking on and solving these issues with their ingenuity and business acumen. How do they get their ideas? Where does the funding for their projects come from? And how have some of these businesses touched your life? Girls Solve Everything answers these questions, inspiring today's kids to learn from entrepreneurs and take on some of the world's biggest problems, one solution at a time. Many of you may also remember the Girls Think of Everything, a companion book about women in STEM. On this slide, we have multiple middle grade series that are returning this season. Maya and the Return of the Godlings. In this highly anticipated sequel, Maya and the Godlings must return to the sinister world of the dark to retrieve the one thing keeping the veil between the worlds from crumbling, her father's soul. Perfect for fans of Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky and Willa of the Wood. Oh My Gods 2, The Forgotten Maze. In this epic sequel to middle grade graphic novel Oh My Gods, Karen and her new friends descend into a forgotten maze beneath Mount Olympus Junior High in search of an online troll by the name of Minotaur, for fans of Raina Telgemeier and Kayla Miller. The Vanderbeekers Make a Wish. One hilarious Harlem family is on a mission to find the perfect way to celebrate their papa's 40th birthday while discovering more about their mysterious grandparents in this heartfelt romp and latest installment to the New York Times bestselling series, perfect for fans of the Penderwicks. And The Last Chance for Logan County by Lamar Giles. In this third legendary Alston Boys adventure from Edgar Award-nominated author, Otto and Sheed have to team up with the Ellison twins to take down a corporation obsessed with the weirdness of Logan County and it's turning its residents into money zombies. Next, we're going to move into a few graphic novel picks. Besties Working Out by Kayla Miller and Jeffrey Canino, illustrated by Christina Liu. Meet Beth and Chanda, two stylish best friends on their way to building their fashion empire. An unexpected business opportunity presents itself when the girls are asked to dog sit at Ms. Langford's luxurious house while she's away. But it quickly turns into a disaster after an accident leaves one of Ms. Langford's prized possessions in pieces. Now Beth and Chanda have to take on as many odd jobs as they can in order to afford a replacement. Car washing, book sales, interior decorating, you name it, Beth and Chanda are there. Will they be able to patch up their mistakes in time? New York Times bestselling author Kayla Miller and co-author Jeffrey Canino deliver a vibrant and honest story about middle school friendships and personal responsibility. Accompanied by Christina Liu's fizzy, expressive art style, this graphic novel is the perfect companion to Olive's existing stories. Hooky by Miriam Bonastre-Tur. When Danny and Dorian missed the bus to magic school, they never thought they'd wind up declared traitors to their own kind. Now, thanks to a series of mishaps, they're being chased by powerful magic families seeking the prophesied king of witches and royals searching for missing princes. But they aren't alone. With a local troublemaker, a princess, and a teacher who can see the future on their side, they might just be able to clear their names. But can they heal their torn kingdom? Based on the beloved webcomic from Webtoon, Hooky is in stunning print format for the first time with exclusive new content sure to please fans new and old. And if you aren't familiar with the online platform Webtoon, I guarantee the middle graders in your life are. Booked by Kwame Alexander, illustrated by Dawood and Yabwile. 12-year-old Nick is a soccer-loving boy who absolutely hates books. In this graphic novel version of Booked, the follow-up to the Newbery Medal-winning novel The Crossover, soccer, family, love, and friendship take center stage as Nick tries to figure out how to navigate his parents' divorce, stand up to a bully, and impress the girl of his dreams. These challenges, which seem even harder than scoring a tie-breaking, game-winning goal, change his life as well as his best friends. Now let's move into young adults. Graceling by Kristin Cashore, illustrated by Gareth Hinds. Graceling, the beloved fantasy book by Kristin Cashore, is now a graphic novel illustrated by Gareth Hinds. Katza is a Graceling, one of the rare people born with an extreme skill. As niece of the king, she lived a life of privilege until the day her ability to kill a man with her bare hands revealed itself during a royal banquet. Now she acts as her uncle's enforcer, scrabbling the kingdom and threatening those who dare oppose him. But everything changes when she meets Poe, a foreign prince graced with combat skills who is searching for the truth behind his grandfather's disappearance. When Katza agrees to help him, she never expects to learn a new truth about her own grace or about a terrible secret that could destroy them all. With gorgeous storytelling and characters crafted with meticulous devotion, Graceling is a beloved classic that has continued to resonate with readers for over a decade. The Ivory Key is a sweeping fantasy debut, and let's hear about it straight from the author.
Hi, I'm Akshaya Raman, and I'm the author of The Ivory Key, which is my debut YA fantasy set in a world inspired by ancient India. In this world, magic is a physical resource that's running out, and in order to get more, 4 dysfunctional royal siblings must piece together and follow clues left behind by a secret society. The book is part family drama and part treasure hunt, but really it began with how I conceptualized magic in this world. Growing up, I most often saw magic as something that was passed down through long lineages, and those families with magical blood hardly ever looked like mine, so I wanted to write about magic that anyone could learn to use. I filled this book with a lot of what I love about my Indian heritage, including traditional art forms, regional food, ancient forts, and extravagant celebrations. And I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I loved writing it.
The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni. She survived not only Zalandov prison, but also the deadly trial by ordeal. Now Kiva's purpose goes beyond survival to vengeance. For the past 10 years, her only goal was to reunite with her family and destroy the people responsible for ruining their lives. But now that she has escaped Zalandov, her mission has become more complicated than ever. As Kiva settles into her new life in the capital, she discovers she wasn't the only one who suffered while she was in Zalandov. Her siblings and their beliefs have changed too. Soon, it's not just her enemies she's keeping secrets from, but her own family as well. Outside the city walls, tensions are brewing from the rebels, along with whispers of a growing threat from the northern kingdoms. Kiva's allegiances are more important than ever, but she's beginning to question where they truly lie. To survive this time, she'll have to navigate a complicated web of lies before both sides of the battle turn against her and she loses everything. Note that this trilogy is released in a shortened publication schedule, and the 3rd and final book is coming in spring of 2022. The Monarchs by Cass Morgan and Danielle Paige. This is the conclusion to the Ravens duology, a perfect pick for older teens. The ultra-exclusive Kappa Rho Nu, aka the Ravens, are determined to restore balance to the world. After destroying an ancient talisman and barely saving their sorority in the process, they'll go to any length to keep their secret as Westerly's most powerful coven of witches. Scarlet Winter, a legacy Raven, has finally gotten what she's always wanted. Scarlet is Kappa Rho Nu's newest president. Unlike her mother or older sister before her, Scarlet has a vision for a more unified Kappa, one where no sister falls to the forces of wicked magic. But the powers of the presidency have their own pitfalls, and with the pressures of alumni bureaucracy and past failures weighing on her, Scarlet finds herself at risk of losing the very thing that defined her, her magic. And as a new member of Kappa Rho Nu, Vivi Devereaux finally knows what it's like to belong. She has her Kappa Rho Nu sisters behind her, and with Scarlet's blessing, Vivi's happily dating her first college crush, who just happens to be Scarlet's ex. When Scarlet assigns Vivi the coveted role of social chair, Vivi is determined to live up to her big expectations. But Vivi's studies in witchcraft take a deadly turn when she uncovers a new form of magic, one that has mysterious ties to Kappa Rho Nu's past and the vengeful demon once tied to their talisman. With the weight of their newfound roles and the terrible price of destroying the talisman haunting them, Scarlet and Vivi must save their sisterhood when the forces of hell itself and a rival sorority threaten to unleash havoc on the Ravens. And finally, we have It Doesn't Have to Be Awkward by Dr. Drew and Paulina Pinsky. When it comes to sex, relationships, and consent, establishing boundaries and figuring out who you are and what you want is never simple, especially as a teenager. What's the line between a friendship and a romantic partner? How can you learn to trust your body's signals? And what if you're not quite sure what your sexuality is? In this book, renowned celebrity MD Dr. Drew and his daughter, Paulina Pinsky, take on those awkward and incredibly important questions teens today are asking themselves and parents wish they had a better grasp on. Filled with tangible and accessible resources and featuring humorous and raw personal anecdotes, this is the perfect guide for teens, parents, and educators to go beyond the talk and dive into an honest and meaningful conversation about sex, relationships, and consent. And that is all from us today. Thank you so much for watching. Again, feel free to email me with any questions. I would love to hear from you.